It's 3 points, and RAUL scored. We're going to go over the huge win against Southampton on the South Coast. So let's crack on. As always, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. As I always say, it goes a long way. Trying to get to that 100 mark. So yeah, 35 to go as of this moment right now. So if you haven't subscribed, better fucking do it. So yes, it's finally happened. RAUL has scored, and you can see how much it meant to him. But we'll go over that in just a second. It was a big 3 points though for Wolves, massive 3 points, and I alluded to this before. These sort of games now are becoming must win in a sense that it could take us in one direction or the other this season. But now we've got to build on it, and we've got Newcastle at home next game. We're overdue a home win. So it would be a great time to get that home win now and take some more momentum into this season. So if we get 9 points out of the first, I can't remember how many games we've played now. That was match day 6, wasn't it? So it'd be 7. So look, if we can carry on, it'll take us in the right direction, and I think everyone will feel a bit more positive, and it'll take a little bit of weight off Fosun, especially Jeff, with the pressure. Though they will inevitably still feel it from the fans. But yeah, it's one of them where we've got to, if we can get the ball rolling now, we have got a team which can do some damage, especially up top. I mean, we are scoring far less than we should be with what players that we have. It might be something to do with the team gelling to a new system. It might be just lack of confidence. But when we get them firing on all cylinders, I've said this before. I'd back us against any team in this country, in the world, with the firepower that we actually have. But yeah, huge 1-0 win. I'm going to go over the ratings. Jose Sarr was my man in the match, straight off the cuff. I gave him a 9. I thought it was brilliant. Apart from that one iffy moment he had in the first half where he nearly gifted them a goal. Other than that, though, he was exceptional. Commanded his area brilliantly. His shot stopping was exceptional. His positioning was brilliant as well, especially with that moment, even though it was flagged as a handball in the end, when Semedo went to clear it back up the pitch and it ricocheted off the Southampton player. Obviously it hit his hand, but we didn't know at the time. Jose Sarr came rushing out and cleared it, which obviously we didn't know at the time it was going to be pulled back regardless, but it was exceptional goalkeeping, to say the least. Sweeper keeper-esque. I gave Semedo 6, what is bang average. Kilman 7, Cody 7, Size 6. I think Mark Howell was probably our worst player, so I gave him a 5. He looked, iffy again, which, I'd be willing to give Ryan Nuri a shout now. I really would. I would have given him one the last game, but he didn't. Then Donker 7, Matinho 6, Hwang 7, RAUL I gave 8. I thought, he deserves his goal. Bit iffy moments, like a bit wasteful, a bit slow, but I think that's sort to do with just getting his match fitness and his match brain speed up to speed. And then I gave Podence 7 as well. Traore I thought was honking. I know I gave Mark Howell probably our worst performer, but I actually have put Traore as our worst performer, mainly because he offered absolutely nothing. So I gave him 4, and then Neves and Hova, they couldn't really have much of a say, so that's the bog standard 6. They came on quite late. Yeah, it was, as I alluded to in my pre-match post on the old gram, it was an iffy performance. It certainly had its positives, but it had its negatives as well. Like, passing was wayward. I mean, I love Podence. I think he's quality, but his passing was a bit off in the first half. He improved a lot in the second half. The team were wasteful. Semedo, again, wasteful. He gets into these positions now. 2 or 3 seasons ago, if Matt Doherty's in them positions, you're backing him to score. Not that I'm saying I want Matt Doherty back, but I'm just saying Matt Doherty would have probably scored a couple of these chances that Semedo's had, and they are a big difference. I think defensively we were okay. I think Sarr bailed the defence out a couple times. I thought Cody was pretty decent, and I think Kilman was okay as well. But I just think our wing back positions and size is just waiting to be exposed at the moment. Semedo not so much as guilty to it. I think it's more Markel and Sace on that one side. I don't want to come across as negative, but we're not going to get away with as much as we will do with or have done in the previous game when we've faced better opposition with better attackers. So I don't know how Body didn't get in that game. The lineup was a bit questionable, and I think a lot of people were questioning why Neves was left out instead of Moutinho. I'm still questioning that now because I don't think Moutinho offered as much. The midfield battle was laboured on both teams, and I think the reason why it's not as bad as it looks is because Southampton were equally as bad as keeping possession. They kept on gifting it to us as much as we were gifting it to them. When we face better opposition, we're going to pay the price, so to say. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it's all well and good being positive about the result, and I am ecstatic with the result, and obviously ecstatic about the goal. But there is still a lot of things to be improved upon, and bigger and better teams will punish us, as opposed to Southampton, who kept giving us the ball back. So yeah, bang average first half and second half, to be fair. The second half was all about RAUL's goal. Now, you can't play this goal down. It was exceptional from the start to finish. Jose Sarr's assist, kick up the pitch, was brilliant. And we've seen him do it a couple of times now already where, you know, this is an option. The long ball over the top is an option with his distribution. We never had that with Patricio. But RAUL's strength to hold off the defender, to then cut inside with a beautifully weighted touch, but mind you, like, it took that defender completely out of the game. Obviously, the other defender comes arching around, the one that he originally beat for strength. Dives in, a little chink inside. He's got it in the centre of the goal. He's completely put, I think the goalkeeper's McCarthy, isn't it? Completely out of position. If you look at the positioning, a still of the positioning just before RAUL's about to shoot, McCarthy's so over to one side, and that's all to do with RAUL's momentum bringing the keeper across. It's easily done, trust me. But that little chink back inside to put onto what I thought he was going to put on to his left, but because he had so much time, he was able to position himself onto his right foot, his favoured right foot, and just pass it into the bottom corner, and it was exceptional. Now, you'll obviously match of the day in Sky Sports, they'll pick out a worldie, but that goal, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Wolves fan, it needs to be recognised as being one of the goals of the month because of just the pure audacity to do what RAUL did, and the skill level that it took to do that. I don't think people appreciate it as much as they should because, you know, they look at it as a standard goal, but we're talking about a goal like this in the Premier League, and these defenders are no slouches. So yeah, exceptional. I thought the Traore substitution, and you know I will go again on about Traore, but he offered nothing, and I think this game has proven that we don't need to rely on Traore, and I'm probably one of few who probably think he's better off not starting as opposed, and I prefer him to be coming off as an impact sub, but he offered nothing, and I'm going to go back to it again. I think people are stuck in this mindset of Traore being the 2019, 2020 version, and he hasn't been like that since that season. How long do you wait? How long do you live off that thought? Because you've got to move on with the times. Wolves have already done it with Jota. They've moved on with Jota. And sure, if Traore goes on to another club, and then you're facing him and he turns out to be quite decent, fair enough, he probably needed that in his career. Just like Jota needed that in his career. But that is not to say that we can't move on now. I admit we haven't moved on from Jota yet. We are still lacking a replacement for Jota. Hwang and Podence have the potential to still do that. They really do. But it will take time. Hwang's obviously brand new. Podence has had injuries here and there and has not been able to solidify plays or run a game for that matter. Now he's got the perfect opportunity. So we can only wait and see with him. But that's a debate for a whole new story. That's a debate for a whole new story. It's a debate for a new debate. The only other positivity is that we held on and we kept a clean sheet, which is massive. And Jose Sarr, we have to thank for that. He was exceptional in them sticks. Again, making some fantastic shot-stopping saves. The double save was brilliant. He commanded his box excellently, and I think he needed that. I really do, and I think we could start seeing the best of Jose Sarr now. So more of that to come, I truly believe. There's the table. The table shows that we have moved up 2 places. I waited until last night to see where we would actually gone, because obviously Palace Brighton. 14th now from 16th. Look, it's 3 points in the right direction. We start pulling away from that bottom 3, the less of the real negative Nancy's are going to be going on about relegation. So, again, we get a couple of good games, a couple of good runs going. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's starting to look a bit more better now. The only thing we are lacking is goals. And we scored only 3 goals. And 2 of them are from our own players, which are Hwang and RAUL, our top goal scorers. Assists. Obviously, Mark Howell's heavily involved in the goals against Watford, but they don't count as assists, unfortunately. So our top assister is actually Jose Sarr. So yeah, I'll be doing a Newcastle preview in the next couple of days' time, probably releasing it on Thursday. For the time being, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, comment. I've got to get people commenting. What do you think of the game? Am I wrong or am I right? Or there's no such thing as wrong or right. It's agree or disagree. However, the original point stands. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment. And and obviously the Instagram. Check the Instagram out if you haven't. So follow. We're heading towards. I'm hoping to get 6,000 by the end of the season, but it's looking a tall order right now. But yeah. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.